Okay guys, today I'm bringing you a little video comparing a couple of these Tisas 1911s. I just picked up this new one. This is the Armed Services family. There's quite a few of these out on the market today. Some of them are older stock, some of them are different variations. And I actually, for the very first time in my life, made an order for a handgun that I had to return because I ordered the wrong model. And I was telling everyone online what a great deal I got on it, and one of the viewers came back and said, yeah, that's a great handgun, but you got the wrong model. And sure enough, he was right. So I thought I would do this video to kind of help clear up some of the model differences between these as well. This, in my opinion, is as close as you can get, this particular model, to a USGI World War II Vietnam era handgun being made today, new. And these are made in Turkey. They're all forged. The new ones are all forged steel components. It's got a forged slide. It's got a cold hammer forged barrel. It's got a forged frame. All the small parts are machined from solid steel. There are no, according to Tisas, there are no MIM parts inside this handgun, and that's great. Not that there was a problem with the MIM parts on the older version that they offered. But you know, if you can get them for roughly the same price, why not, right? Get it without the MIM parts. So this version, let's go ahead and clear this up first, is being marketed as the Armed Services Family, ASF. And that's the way to search for this if you want the one with all the features, or as close to all the features as you can get to a World War II era produced 1911. So interestingly enough, there were no U.S. military 1911s made after, or 1911 A1s, I should say, made after World War II. We made so many of them that throughout Vietnam, Korea, and even into the 80s, we were able to use those older World War II era firearms and issue those as our handguns. So they were all produced between the pre-World War I years up until 1945. So looking at the special features of this particular model, again, the Armed Services family, this is a 1911 A1 copy. It's got a parkerized finish. The earlier 1911 that Tisas was producing, it had some MIM parts, and it had a Cerakote finish. The Cerakote finish is really great, and we're going to look at that in a minute. And it may actually be the finish that you want on your handgun. If this is something that you're going to plan on taking out, getting wet, getting dirty, not cleaning it, Cerakote's fantastic for that because Cerakote will not rust. Parkerization isn't as good, but for those more purists like myself, we want to have a parkerized finish, and that was one of the big reasons that I ended up replacing my earlier 1911 A1 with this one. So we get a parkerized finish. We've got the correct serrated trigger on the front. It's got a serration texture on the front. It's a solid trigger. You've got the early type beaver tail grip. On these newer models, they went to a narrower hammer, which is correct for World War II era model 1911 A1s. You've got your small military style sights. Now this front sight is a half moon. Most of the World War II era 1911 A1s had a slightly ramped style. This could be reprofiled to mimic that, but some of them also had the half moon style. So I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with that. There are going to be some minor differences on these that are different from the World War II era issued 1911 A1s. One of those big ones being the grips. So one of the things that Tisas has done is they're offering two sets of grips. And on the earlier ones, we only got one set. You get these cheap plastic grips. They kind of look the part. They're fine. They are brittle. They will break. I've seen a few people that have maybe dropped these and have broken the grip. But hey, they're freebies. They're throwing them in the box, and they're giving you an absolutely beautiful set of walnut grips. And I'm going to assume these are Turkish walnut grips. But look at those. Aren't those just gorgeous? The only problem I have is that these diamond grips weren't really very popular during World War II or thereafter. There were some 1911 A1s that had walnut grips, but they didn't have the diamonds. I noticed that on the Tisas website, they also sell these grips without the diamonds. So my recommendation to them, and it seems like they have been listening to our recommendations with the upgrades that they've made into this firearm, is, hey, get rid of the double diamond grips and just send a pair of the walnut completely checkered grips. That would be fantastic. You would really have done something special then. I'm sure it wouldn't cost you anything more to do that. We've got the back strap is the larger sort of contoured more to your hand style. It's not the flat straight back strap. That's correct for the World War II models. You've got the straight serrations. So these do come with two magazines, which is great. These are Metgar magazines that have been refinished. They've got that kind of gray parkerized look to them. They're marked Metgar, made in Italy. These are actually pretty good mags. Metgar makes a lot of different versions, but I've not had any issues with these. These work pretty well for me. And again, you get two of them. Let's talk about the box this comes in. I know I'm bouncing around, guys, but this is what's fantastic. I want you guys to see this box. Look at this. This is how it comes. You got an owner's manual in the back. You get your extra set of grips. On these, you've got a barrel bushing wrench, which I've never really needed to use, and then this little guy, which I think is used for pushing out some of the push pins. You've got the extra magazine, which will come like so, and you've got this little trigger lock. I think that's required by law. You've got a bore brush or just a cleaning brush. This will be great for cleaning, you know, any of the lower frame parts or whatever. And you get a plastic jag where you can put your cleaning patch through there. Really, everything's here that you could need. But more importantly is with this case, I mean, this is a pretty decent case. Plastic, technically lockable. They even have got this like little O-ring gasket around the side. I mean, it's a little bit overbuilt for what it is. And then, of course, it's cut out for the handgun here. And you could just travel like that. I mean, this is, if you're like me and you've got 50 of these stupid cases, you don't really need another one. But these originally came in a cardboard box on the earlier models, and now it looks like most of the new Tisas handguns are shipping with this box. And if you've only got one or two handguns, this is a great storage box to be able to put it in, take it to the range, put it in your safe, whatever the case may be, and keep it well protected and well organized. I'm just impressed that you're getting this case now for free. Let's look at the old Tisas 1911 A1. Came in a cardboard box. Nothing wrong with a cardboard box, but hey, if I'm getting an upgraded plastic box for free, that's much better. These would come like this. This is a Cerakote finished handgun. And I don't know if I pointed this out, but I'm going to. The biggest difference here is, yes, the Cerakote finish, but look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? It's really hard to tell that that's Cerakoted and not parkerized. That's a beautiful, well done finish. But your ejection port's a little lower here. Let's compare these two together. See how the ejection port sits about a 1/4 inch below the brake line there on the frame? It should be even with it. And on these new ones, they've got them even, which is pretty awesome. They've gotten that issue adjusted. Other than that, it's almost the same gun. This does have some MAM parts. The hammer here, we can tell is MAM, and it's also the wide spur hammer, whereas on this new Armed Services family, it's the narrow style hammer. We only got one set of grips with this, these plastic grips. Look, grips are one of the first things anybody's going to replace on a 1911 anyway. I don't have a problem with what grips it comes with because I'm going to replace them anyway. You can get almost any type of grip you could want for about $20, whether you want solid wood grips or you want some original old stock military surplus plastic grips, and you can get those as well. Marking. So if you look on the left side of the slide here, it's marked Model 1911 A1 U.S. Army. That's not how the originals were marked. So on the new version, there's no markings on that side of the slide. So that's pretty nice. Pretty nice. It's just the little things that they've done just to make them better. Now, on this one, I had a little trouble with trigger creep, and this is the earlier one. I had a little trouble with trigger creep. I ended up replacing the sear spring with a Wilson Combat unit, that fixed that problem right away. This has got an excellent trigger now. One of the things you're going to have to do on almost all Tisas 1911s, and almost every one of them, is replace this safety plunger spring. These are just weak, and they cause problems that you see in my previous videos with the slide stop bouncing up or getting brushed by the ammunition, bouncing up and causing the slide to lock to the rear. You can get these from Wilson Combat or whoever, whatever name brand you want. Just go ahead and plan on the first thing doing, tearing this down, wiping any shipping oil out of it, inspecting the parts, re-oiling it, and replacing that spring on almost any Tisas 1911 you get. It'll save you from having problems down the road, and it's a very inexpensive part to replace. So back to the Armed Services Family 1911A1. We've got a parkerized finish. We've got a narrow hammer. We've got the correct ejection port. It's been machined into here. That just to me looks great, looks fantastic. You get two sets of grips, the plastic. You get the diamond checkered walnut. And this trigger on this one, and this is again a simpler one, was perfect. It doesn't need anything. It's got an amazing crisp break. Let's see here. If I can show you guys. So you're going to have take up about 1/8 of an inch. I mean, not much at all. Right into the wall. And then from there, there's no play before that trigger breaks. It's just perfect. Super happy with the trigger on this one. The triggers on these are a little bit hit or miss. As I mentioned, my earlier Cerakoted version, I ended up having to replace the hammer spring. I brought this one out. I've also purchased this Tisas. This is their Raider. This one's in 9mm, but it's got a similar problem where I can take up the slack of the trigger, but there's a little bit of grit there before it breaks. So I'm going to have to get inside this and find out what's causing that and clean up a part here or there to give myself that really clean trigger break that I want. And this is a fairly new model too, so that's why I say they're sort of hit or miss. Don't think that just because this one that I just bought has a perfect trigger that everyone will. I don't think that's the case. Also, I haven't done any modifications to this one yet, but I'm going to be replacing, I've got it sitting around here somewhere, but I've got a Wilson Combat safety plunger spring assembly to go into this. Before I even take it to the range, I'm going to go ahead and put that part in there. I know that it's going to need it. I'm going to leave everything else alone, take it to the range and shoot it as is. I haven't even test fired this yet, guys, because I wanted you guys to see how it looks right as it comes out of the box. But anyway, if you're interested in one of these, it's a close to as a mil spec 1911 that I think 1911A1 that I think you can probably purchase today, and these are selling for about $400, which is a pretty amazing price if you shop smart and look around for them. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Go out, check these out, get you one of these. These are great for reenactors or somebody that just doesn't want to drop the money on an original Colt or Remington Rond or Singer, whatever produced 1911, but they want something they can take out that's brand new, that they can shoot, that's got quality parts, quality components, should last a very long time, and just have a good time with. Tisas 1911A1 Armed Services Family. Look that up, grab yourself one. Be safe out there, have a good time at the range. We'll catch you guys on the next video.